Are you gonna edit some leprechaun fiddle music in it? Oh, Faith, we're going. Welcome to the comic book show.
Just a bunch of Warwick Davis impersonations. Hey everybody, welcome to the second edition of Drinking Issues. I don't know about you, but I found it a little dull when I was talking to myself last time.
Everybody finds it dull when you talk.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, I brought this lovely man with me to, I convinced him to sit beside me as long as I gave him some beers, and let him read some of my comics. We got three St. Patrick's / green themed superheroes to work with here, and I think we've had some fun pairing them together with some beers. First up, Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
Sprung into popularity a little more with the, is it CW? Do they still have CW?
I think it's CW, yeah.
Yeah, the teen thing?
In my heart, it will always be the WB.
Yes. Whenever I think CW, I always think the new VR.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Toronto-centric joke.
But the new VR was good.
I kind of like the old VR.
Yeah, well, it had a Barry Traffic channel. I think that was all that
with old Three Stooges reruns. Which isn't a bad
it's true, they did have some good late-night programming.
A great beer to pair with them. Not green, but for his other aspect, Strongbow. Our fancy plastic
best crystal
glassware.
From the Emerald Isle of Dollarama. That's aisle 6
yes.
is the Emerald Isle. Cheers.
Cheers. To archers everywhere.
That's a strong bow.
It's sweet.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a huge cider fan.
Yeah. This is a pretty tame cider, though.
Strongbow's pretty tame. I'm a fan of Magners. That's a good one. It's nice and strong. Beer companies started doing ciders. Keith's does a cider that tastes just like apple juice.
Everyone's on the bandwagon with the bland ciders.
And the worst thing about the Keith's one specifically is when you buy it, they're like, oh, you need to like fill that glass with ice. So basically what you're telling us is it tastes like shit.
And you're getting half a pint of liquid.
Yeah. The lesser amount that you put in your body, the better you will enjoy it.
Yeah. Archers in the news lately. That's not true at all. Archers are in the mass media a lot, quite a bit these days. It's the popular thing to do.
Are they? Oh, I guess, yeah. You got
the Hunger Games,
Legolas,
Hawkeye.
Yeah,
you know,
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis of Cutthroat Island fame.
Yes. Yes.
to Cutthroat Island. The only two people talking about Cutthroat Island right now.
Matthew Modine's finest moment. Maury Chaykin. I had to interview him for this thing I was doing.
Always name dropping Maury Chaykin.
every day.
Did I? Yeah, Maury Chaykin. Yeah, you mentioned it. Yeah.
But I was talking to him, and he was telling a story, and he kept saying, like, I was in this movie, and I can't remember what movie it was. It was this silly thing with pirates, and there was a guy with a funny little mustache, and for like 5 minutes he had no idea what movie he was in, and then this other guy, Phil, that I was with, was like, Cutthroat Island, and he was like, that's the name, that's what it was called.
It's lucky there was someone around who had seen it.
So, you know, Cutthroat Island is not only forgettable to those who have seen it, but also to those who have been in it. Gina Davis is watching this right now going, did I get paid for that?
Reading Cutthroat Island 2, the spec script that she wrote.
Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Oliver Queen here.
Yeah. Right.
Well, one thing I've always liked about the Green Arrow is he's kind of always a conscience. Like, even in the fantastic animated Justice League series, that was a really good series, but everyone should watch that.
Yeah.
We're not even looking at this camera, ever. But yeah, even in that one, when they first introduce him, they're trying to recruit him to the Justice League, and he's just not having it. He doesn't believe in what they stand for. He looks at them as a large corporation, and he doesn't want to be a part of that. He fights for the little guy, but he always comes around and joins the team, which is really awesome. Yeah. And like you were saying earlier, he's a very politically minded character. Yeah. And writers have always been able to use him to like touch on.
Sometimes it's a character. Sometimes it's just like he's the mouthpiece where he says the things that like any liberal person would say. But sometimes it's written well. Yeah.
Yeah. Specifically, I mean, we're going to talk about Mr. Hal Jordan a little bit later, but the great team up between the two characters in the 70s, they had that culminating story where his ward is a heroin addict.
Yeah, and that was unheard of.
Yeah.
You mentioned that,
especially
in the
with
comic
the
before.
especially with the comic books code against that kind of thing.
I don't think they had the code on that one, right? That was
I
one
think
where
DC was like, you know what?
We want to tell
we
the
don't
story.
Want that. We want to tell.
We desperately want Speedy addicted to heroin.
Not Speedy. That's a little too obvious. Yeah. Can we talk more about the Strongbow? I don't really know much about Strongbow.
The good thing about this is that it contains sulfites. That's what I think.
There's quite a few green heroes in comic books, really. Obviously, the Incredible Hulk is one of them. We're not talking about him today. I think we should do a whole show about the Hulk. I think I love him.
Yeah.
He's got lots going on. He's got a storied history.
And it's interesting to dissect the movies and say what worked and what didn't work there too. Yeah. But yeah, let's leave it for another show. Yeah.
What the green heroes are there? Bucky O'Hare. You're laughing. He's good, man.
Yep. Yeah. He exists. Yep.
Bucky O'Hare, look him up.
I'm gonna call an image up on the screen. It's gonna slide right by, right in between us here. There he is.
The Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
They're green.
I wanted to ask. I was thinking about that when I was looking for beers to pair, and it brought up a bit much broader question, which I think about a lot. What constitutes a superhero? Because are the Ninja Turtles superheroes?
Well, they are super.
Or are they just mutated freaks?
Well, I mean, they're supernatural.
Yeah. But so, do you need? I was going back and forth because I think of a few people like people I know. Let me lay a few people I know on you. Hellboy, is he a superhero? He's in comic books. He fights evil, but he's just a guy who's red who has a gun, right?
Yeah, I don't think I would call him a superhero.
Yeah,
I think when I think superhero, I think like you wearing the tights, flying around.
I think that's
some kind of superpower,
which is tough to say. But
Hellboy has some power.
Yeah,
but like Savage Dragon, he's green,
right?
Is he a superhero?
And why is he not a superhero and Hulk is? Is he just...
Is Hulk a superhero? I don't even think he is.
No?
No.
So much of this... We pull up that thread and there's only a couple superheroes left, right?
There's only one, really.
Well, the big question, and we're getting off green entirely, but is Batman a superhero?
No.
He's not. I think he is.
Sociopath.
Because in the comics, he's side by side walking around with Superman and Green Lantern,
but that's because he has enough money to do that.
Yeah, and I think in my mind, it's because he has the mask and the cape.
I have a mask and a cape.
Well, you're a superhero. Those are my criteria. We're going to go for a much more fancy beer.
Well, very fancy. Very fancy.
But first, we need to prepare ourselves
for our next hero.
These came glowing down from the sky towards us, and
because we have the capacity to something
will.
But here we go. Some Green Lantern action.
Yeah,
he's our next hero.
Put him right up to the camera there. Yeah.
Whoa, 3D.
Green Lantern. He's been around for a while
in many different incarnations, many thousands of different incarnations.
Yes,
literally.
Yeah. Even of the main Green Lanterns, there's different Green Lanterns.
There's
Hal Jordan. There's a fish.
Tomar Ray is a fish.
Very nice. The pink guy, Sinestro. Yeah. There's a Green Lantern dog.
Yeah. There's also Chip, who is a very cuddly, cute little chipmunk.
Yep.
They made a Green Lantern movie. I don't know if you saw it. You probably shouldn't have.
No, you might have wiped it from your memory. Ryan Reynolds did, I'm sure.
No, I don't know. He maybe wiped it with his paycheck. That movie made my favorite superhero into a joke that I am embarrassed to own the t-shirt.
Your favorite superhero?
Green Lantern's absolutely my favorite superhero.
I didn't know that. All right.
Absolutely. I've got a Green Lantern keychain. I drink out of a Green Lantern coffee mug at work. I have this t-shirt, but I don't wear it.
Yeah. We call each other every day and ask what the other one's wearing.
Green Lantern's absolutely my favorite superhero. I love the idea that his powers are based on his willpower and his imagination.
Can I explain why I picked
You can.
Grolsch?
You can.
Is that how you pronounce it? Grolsch?
Grolsch.
I was looking through the beer store and I thought, Grolsch? That sounds like a sound effect that when Green Lantern creates, one of his crazy will constructs, like a hammer or a train. That's what it's going to sound like when it squishes somebody.
Like, Grolsch! Yep, I can see that.
Or maybe I just couldn't find something that had green in the title.
No, it's good, man. This is good. And also, we can, in brightest day, in blackest night, I will let no beer escape my sight. Something like Now, Grolsch is a lager. It's a German lager. And German lagers tend to taste similar. Grolsch and Heineken have a very similar flavor to them. They're both a little heavy on kind of a malty taste rather than a hoppy taste, which makes them a little more technically refreshing, but to my palate, they always taste a little skunky.
I get that too, especially with Heineken.
Yeah.
Where I'm okay with it, but after...
Don't get me wrong,
Grolsch
Grolsch is a delicious, refreshing beer, but one is enough for me, usually.
Yeah, there's an aftertaste to it.
Yeah.
I feel that it's a bold and perfectly balanced beer enjoyed since the Dutch Golden Age.
Well, I feel that it's a premium lager, Dipwis 1615.
Touche.
Grolsch.
Grolsch.
No, it's good, you know. Grolsch is a good lager. Lagers and ales are interesting beasts. They're very similar beers. In fact, I went to a beer seminar, and I was told...
You really prepared for this episode.
I didn't go for that. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just go on.
I also went to a Green Lantern seminar. No, I went to a beer seminar, and they were saying that the only real difference between a lager and an ale is the temperature in which it's stored during its fermentation. Now, don't quote me on this, anybody in the internet. This is just what I was drunk when they
If
told us
Graeme is
to be.
wrong, leave a message in the comments below.
No. I'm looking for comments.
It's real time, YouTube, right? We're live right now.
But yeah, Grolsch is a good, refreshing beer. Like I say, one would be enough for me.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Green Lantern?
Ooh, now.
Because Hal Jordan's like the standby.
Yeah, but I like Hal Jordan quite a bit. I think my favorite Green Lantern is this gentleman right here, John Stewart.
Yep.
Interesting Green Lantern fact, John Stewart actually went on to become one of the Guardians of Oa, which basically means he's a total badass.
You know, it's interesting when I talk to younger people, when I say Green Lantern, they think of John Stewart because of the cartoon.
Exactly, yeah.
And when the movie came out, you know, people are watching the trailer like, they make Green Lantern white, which I thought was fascinating because people you expect whatever you grew up with, right?
Yeah, they didn't know that. You know, racist comic books from the 60s.
They took a while to catch up to the fact that maybe a black guy could wear a ring.
I willed this Grolsch into...
Yeah.
Actually, I just told him to buy it.
Here comes another one. Hopefully I can edit.
Wait, what do you want me to do? Do you want to do that again?
No, I just there'll be one that'll fly right by there.
All right,
yeah.
I'll drink it later.
Let's take a quick break and we'll look at our third mystery hero.
Sorry, I shouldn't have stood up yet.
Whoa!
I thought we were done.
All right, we blathered on for a little bit about green arrows, green lanterns, any noun we could find that we could throw green in front of.
Some couple of pretty classic superheroes in the the tights and capes kind of variety.
Yeah. Now we're getting into a bit more esoteric territory, I'd say. Maybe
so.
The fringe of the DC universe.
Some sophisticated suspense, one might say.
Stop cramming. We're gonna talk a little bit about Swamp Thing, which neither of us we've never collected Swamp Thing. I have a couple issues, but he's known. There's a bit of a connection there because
there is quite the connection here. Yeah. In this particular issue of Swamp Thing, it is a crossover with our friend the Green Lantern.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
it's almost like we planned it.
What are we pairing Swamp Thing with? Because it is a swamp.
Well, for this, bog water. Bo's all natural bog water.
From the great folks at the Bo's Brewery.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Great fan of their work.
I'm not sure if I can open this myself.
I think if we call our friend here, I don't know what this.
how do we work this?
Hey,
calling all lanterns.
Green Lanterns. We need a beer.
We need a little help.
Yeah, we're drinking bog water, which is not actually one of Bo's. It's not their most well-known beer. They do the Lug Tread, which is
right. You'll see them a lot more shelves.
Yeah, but the bog water is excellent.
It's first as a host. I should serve you first.
It is it's a seasonal beer. I believe it's their winter beer. It's dark. It's kind of a darkish beer.
Yeah, I believe I've had this once myself and enjoyed it.
Oh, it's got a good smell to it.
Boggy?
Is it called a nose? Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
it's
good
pretty
with that.
It's pretty boggy. It's a boggy nose.
When in doubt, Graeme, fake it.
I don't think saying something has a boggy nose is a compliment.
Oh shit, a wee boggy nose. That's the best of the three for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so Swamp Thing, like Alan said, we don't necessarily, neither one of us
We know he
followed
exists.
him. I've
He's
seen
been around.
I've seen the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
I believe I had some kind of like dreadnoughty type action figure from the the
Really?
animated series.
Yeah.
It was like a car that had like vines and stuff on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't remember necessarily.
I remember, and we just checked on the old net, as the kids call it, and I thought there was an animated series that ran for a few years. It was only 5 or 6 episodes, but I remember it for the theme song. And
Which I don't know, apparently.
the theme song, I don't know if I could find it or if it'll get taken down if I put it up, but it's to the tune of Wild Thing, but it's just replacing the words Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing. Bow, 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 bow. Maybe you make my heart sing. I don't know if they changed all the words or not. Look in the notes below. Maybe we'll put some lyrics in there for you to sing along with.
So yeah, there was also
in my head as a kid, because I've changed. I don't remember this song at all. Obviously, I've changed. Swamp Thing changed me. God damn it!
What does it say in your head?
In my head, I only changed the Swamp Thing as the one word that's changed. Right. So I assume all the lyrics are the same. So I get to the point where Swamp Thing, I think I love you. I wanna know for sure. So it was a weird cartoon in my head.
Yep, yeah, I would be very weird.
Earth really needs you. Arcane is bad for sure. So come on, fight for right. We need you, Swamp Thing. You are amazing.
The weird thing about, if our research is correct, and I think it is that the creators of Man-Thing and the creators of Swamp Thing, Man-Thing again is Marvel's answer to Swamp Thing, or vice versa. The creators lived together; they were roommates, and one was very upset when Swamp Thing came out a year and a half after Man-Thing.
Well, Alan and I used to live together, and I'm still pissed off at you for stealing my idea for spaghetti and meatballs. I invented that.
Yeah. It was
called it meatballs and spaghetti, and think you're being all
that almost ended us. I'm gonna mention my man thing.
I only have a Swamp Thing.
I hear the murmurs of a special guest.
Yeah, I think we have a guest who is willing to. He could speak to Swamp Thing actually in his native language.
Use our powers.
His powers again. I think you used your
powers of irresponsible parenting.
I think your Man Thing created this.
I put it in her Swamp Thing. Oh. And look what came out. A little carrot.
This is Quentin.
Yeah. If you wonder why there was such a gap between the first episode and the second episode, it's because I was busy making this guy.
Mm-hmm. His Man Thing again. Don't you? He needs to learn.
How you doing? Do you want to read comics? This is for mature audiences.
Yeah, you can't have that one. Oh, little Quentin's got goobies in his mouth.
And you spit up all over yourself. And you're going to look at this when you're 18 and be like, you put this on the internet, Dad.
It's true.
You're the worst. And why are you wearing a Green Lantern shirt?
There you go. Oh, there you go. See, Quentin got into the spirit of it. He's wearing his green onesie.
Green. Whoa. I'm Green Lantern. How you doing?
Apparently, Quentin's mom has a problem with him drinking beer on the show.
He was originally going to be my co-host. Couldn't hold his liquor, as you can see.
Literally.
Yeah, just couldn't hold it.
Can barely hold his head up.
It was a non-starter because he just couldn't hold it up. So I called Graeme last minute, and he said, "Yeah, I can act like a baby and drink beer.
That's
That's
true.
cool."
I can't act like a baby. This baby's a lot cuter than I am, though.
Do something. You're on camera. He's turning into Swamp Thing. Fly to Mars.
Yeah. Oh, he's got little frogs on his underpants there. That's like Swamp Thing themed as well.
He's also going to love you bringing that up when he's 18 too.
Dude.
He's got little froggies on his underwear.
Yeah, so Swamp Thing. It's a comic that I would actually like to read more of. I hear Alan Moore's run on it is fantastic.
And I love Alan Moore's Miracle Man, so I would assume
Yeah.
I'd like Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm going to check that out a little bit in more depth. That's all.
Yeah, we could talk about 100 things, but we talked about our 3 St. Patrick's Day themed green heroes. We drank some beers, and I think they went up in progression from worst to best.
Yeah, seriously, Bose.
There was no horrible beers, but I think Bose was the best. So
yeah, you guys should visit the Bose Brewery if you get a chance. It's good stuff.
Yeah. If you have any recommendations for either heroes, villains, comic book characters of any kind you'd like us to pair beers with, or beers you think should be paired with comic book characters, let us know, and we'll give it a shot. Thank you, fellow Green Lantern, for coming on here. Hope to have you here again.
I'd be happy to join you on this couch.
Right on.
Every time. I love comics and beer.
And man things.
And now.
Good night, folks. Good night. Is it night?
Luck of the Irish.
Depends when you're watching
Yeah.
this.
Kiss of Blarney Stone and whatnot.
Watch out for leprechauns.